Our most recent glimpses of Jacqueline Onassis came on sidewalks, on her way to work or social functions, disguised against photographers and nosy onlookers. Her work as an editor at Doubleday, her children, Caroline and John, and her companion, Maurice Templesman, occupied most of her time in recent years. Born to a wealthy family in Southampton, Jacqueline Lee Bouvier spent her early 20s as an inquiring photographer. She met Jack Kennedy and married into the Kennedy clan, politics and all.
I think politics is one of the most rewarding lives a woman can have, to be married to a politician. I think every woman wants to feel needed, and in politics you are.
Although the wife of a senator, then of a president, Jackie raised her children as far from the spotlight as she could.
She had a very stable, controlled type atmosphere in her house. She was fairly strict, whereas the other Kennedy households were not like that at all.
Adoring her children, idolizing her husband, the country took this glamorous First Lady to heart. November 22nd, 1963, though, marked the end of Camelot for Jacqueline and for the country. The children she had sheltered were front and center beside her. In the days after the assassination, the only non-family member invited to stay at the White House was an old friend, Aristotle Onassis. 5 years later, Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy moved from New York City to Scorpios and married the Greek shipping magnate. Some said it was for money. She said it was to keep her children, the Kennedy children, out of harm's way at a time when Kennedys were being killed. Less than a decade later, Aristotle Onassis died, leaving Jackie a widow once again, this time independently wealthy. To overcome a reputation as a person who spent a lot of money on herself, Jackie decided to move back to New York City and to lend her name to causes like saving Grand Central Station.
I think we all realize how important it is to save these great and beautiful buildings.
She took a job in publishing, where for the last decade and a half, she edited mostly performing arts books. Jackie also renewed the acquaintance of Maurice Templesman, a businessman who was a friend and supporter of John F. Kennedy's in the 1960s. Templesman is married but separated from his Orthodox Jewish wife, who refused to grant him a divorce. He and Jackie became constant companions.
Maurice Templesman is very much like Jackie. He's interested in the arts. He speaks foreign languages. There's frequently seen in little cozy restaurants talking French to each other.
A more subtle Jackie Onassis guided John through college at Brown, law school at NYU, the much publicized bar exam, and an appearance at the 1988 Democratic National Convention. She enjoyed Caroline's wedding to Edwin Schlossberg and the 3 grandchildren that followed. It is their relatively normal lives that marked one of her greatest achievements. Jackie enjoyed her 15-room penthouse apartment on Fifth Avenue overlooking Central Park, and her 460-acre beachfront estate on Martha's Vineyard. It was there that she entertained President Clinton and his family aboard Maurice Templeman's yacht last summer. Yet in the end, we don't know exactly what she considered her triumphs or her tragedies, or what enabled one of the most public women of our time to survive without the privacy she wanted so much.
Some of the images of her are so engraved on all of our minds, that image of her with that pink suit splattered with blood, the sense of Camelot, and then combined with that, she will never give interviews, she won't talk to people at length. It's probably that Garbo syndrome. She certainly has created this great sense of mystery about herself that persists to this day.
This is Bill Beutel reporting.